Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be making my predictions for Game Week 22 of the 25-26 Premier League season. But as always, before we begin, let's see how I did last week. I got one outcome and scoreline bang on. I got Everton and Wolves drawing 1-1 correct, plus 3 more outcomes correct, so that is 6 points, taking my season total up to 129. And this is how the Premier League table looks after 21 matches. And without further ado, let's predict this week's coming matches. And we're going to start with the big one. It's the Manchester derby. It's Manchester United against Manchester City. A battle of two sides that are on pretty shaky form right now, it must be said. Manchester United have just brought in Michael Carrick as the new manager there. And Manchester City tend to be drawing a lot of games recently, although they are off the back of the 10-1 hammering over Exeter City in the FA Cup. Man United lost 2-1 to Brighton in the tournament, but this is the Manchester derby. This tends to be a close game, actually. Manchester United have actually got results over the line quite frequently in this match historically against Man City. And I don't know, I mean, Man City have just bought in Antoine Semenyo from Bournemouth, but I can see Man United getting something at Old Trafford here. I'm going to sit on the fence with a 1-1 draw on this one. I think a point apiece works for both sides and, well, keeps both sides pushing for Europe, so 1-1 draw in game 1. Next up, we've got Sunderland against Crystal Palace. And, well, things are going really wrong at Palace at the minute. I just saw about an hour ago, Mark Gahey and Oliver Glasner, the manager, may well be out of Palace soon enough. They may both be leaving, which is not good for Palace. And their form has been horrendous right now. Sunderland's form hasn't been great either, but they've been getting a lot of draws over the line here. But they've got, the likes of Traore, Reinaldo, back from AFCON. I think back at the Stadium of Light, Sunderland may just snatch the 3 points. I'm going to go for a Sunderland win. A win for the Black Cats, but 1-0. I think it's going to be quite a tight, cagey game. Could be a draw, but I do fancy Sunderland for a narrow victory. Sunderland tend to be quite cagey this season, so 1-0 to the Black Cats. Next up, we've got Chelsea against Brentford, and this is Liam Rosenior's first game in charge for Chelsea in the Premier League. They battered Charlton 5-1 in the FA Cup. Brentford, actually, with the 2-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday, but they are firing in goals at the minute in the Premier League. They sit 5th, Chelsea are 8th. Both sides, well, Brentford are in Europe, and Chelsea's only a point or two outside of Europe, I think, right now. And it's mighty close. It is mighty close. And, well, it is at Stamford Bridge. It wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea got something here, but they're not in great form. I think they might need a gelling process over Liam Rosenior, and Brentford, they're actually pretty good. They're in good form right now. I'm backing the Bees for a big win here. This may be stupid, but I'm going Brentford to win 3-1. I think things won't work out at Chelsea just yet, but I think give it time and it will, but 3-1 to Brentford. Next up, we've got Liverpool against Burnley. And Burnley are winless in 12 matches. Now they're on pretty dreadful form. Liverpool, they're starting to gel again. They're starting to click. Florian Wirtz is finally starting to get goals. And Jeremy Frimpong as well in the FA Cup. Both these sides off the back of wins in the cup. at Anfield, I've got to go for Liverpool. They're much better form than Burnley right now. I do worry for Burnley to go down now. Burnley could get something, but I've got to go for Liverpool. I'm going for a clean sheet. Liverpool win 2-0. I think Burnley struggle for goals sometimes. If they do, they can't score more than one at the minute. And as I say, 12 games without a win is quite worrying form for them. So I'm going at 2-0 to Liverpool. Next up, we've got Tottenham Hotspur against West Ham United in the London derby, and maybe the trickiest game to call of the game week, because Spurs are on dreadful form at home. I think they've lost their last 4 matches at home, and then you've got West Ham, who are 18th, and they're struggling this season. They've lost all their relegation rivals. They lost to Wolves and Forest. Things don't look good for West Ham at the minute, and Tottenham, they have a lot of injuries. They've got Kudus out, Richarlison out, Romero I think still suspended. But they've got enough quality somehow, and they've lost Brennan Johnson to Crystal Palace as well. But I think they've somehow got enough quality to get the win here. There's the West Ham side who've got Jared Bowen. I think he might get one, or Paqueta. But I think Spurs just have enough quality to win. I'm going Spurs to win 2-1. I think Spurs will need a 3 points, and a big 3 points I think they'll get. So 2-1 to Spurs. Next up, we've got Leeds United against Fulham. And, at the minute, Fulham cannot lose. They're one of the form teams of the division right now. Both these sides just off the back of 3-1 victories in the FA Cup. But before that, in the last time out in the Premier League, Leeds led 3 times against Newcastle, and then lost 4-3 courtesy of a last-minute Harvey Barnes goal. But this game is back at Elland Road, and I don't want to back against Leeds at home, but nor do I want to back against a Fulham side who are flying right now. I'm going for a Desmond. I'm going to sit in the fence with a 2-2 draw on this one. I think a point won't be a bad result for either. It pushes Leeds away from the drop zone and pushes Fulham potentially further into the top half of the table. So 2-2 draw, the Desmond on this one. Next up, we've got Nottingham Forest against Arsenal. And this is an interesting one. It is at the City Ground, and Forest have been all right at home this season. They've been getting results of line more frequently under Sean Dyche. But Arsenal, Martin Odegaard is... not Martin Odegaard. Well, he is firing them in. But I'm thinking of Gabriel Martinelli. He's firing them in at the minute. I just think the Arsenal squad just have too much quality. They're 6 points clear of Man City and Villa at the top of the table. I think they've just got enough quality to win here, and if they win and Man City drop points, I think the title's near enough Arsenal's. It's in their hands. I think I'll give Forest a goal. Maybe Morgan Gibbs-White pops one in, but I think Arsenal will win 2-1. I think the Gunners need the 3 points to stay top of the table and maybe build the lead further. So 2-1 to the Gunners. Next up, we've got Wolves against Newcastle United. And, Wolves in 2026 are unbeaten thus far. But Newcastle they are banging in goals. They are flying right now, ignoring the 2-0 defeat in the first leg semi-final of the Carabao Cup. But it is at Molineux. I do think Wolves might get something at home. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a draw, and given Wolves' form is quite impressive right now, but can't back against Newcastle, not with Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton firing right now. Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, they've got some good players that can bang in goals right now. Maybe even Johan Witter, but I think Newcastle have enough quality to win. I'm going Newcastle to win 3-1 as well. I think it could be quite convincing. As much as I want to give Wolves something, I can just see the firepower in Newcastle just getting the Magpies over the line and the 3 points. So 3-1 to Newcastle. Next up, we've got Aston Villa against Everton. And this is an interesting one. The Villa, their only defeat in my memory is that 4-1 defeat to Arsenal a couple game weeks back. That's not good, but then again, Everton are in pretty woeful form right now. I can't remember their last win either. And going back to Villa Park, I do think Villa should get the 3 points over the line here. Everton, who are they missing? They're missing Jack Grealish. What's his name? Michael Keane, I think that's his name. They're missing him as well through suspension. I've got to go for Villa to win. I'll give Everton a goal. Maybe Tiano Barry puts one in again for them, but I think Villa just have enough quality to get the 3 points. I'm going for Villa to win 2-1. I think Villa might they need the 3 points to keep the pressure on Arsenal and Man City. So I'm going for Villa to win at Villa Park 2-1 to potentially go second in the table this weekend. And then finally we've got the South Coast Derby. It's Brighton against Bournemouth. And this is an interesting one. Bournemouth obviously have just lost Antoine Semenyo, their top goal scorer this season. I think he could be a big loss for them. Brighton have Gruder, who has been, he's been on pretty good form recently. It is like the Amex, so I do expect Brighton to get something, but Bournemouth have been flying. They've been scoring lots of goals. They haven't got results over the line. I think it's 1 win in 13 for them, but I think they might make it 2 here. This is completely against all my better judgment. I think Bournemouth might get a surprise away victory here. I'm going Bournemouth to win 2-1. I think, they've still got some good players. Krupi Jr., Evan Nilsson, I could see maybe popping one in each. And then for Brighton, maybe Gruder. He's on good form, as I say. But I think the Cherries might get a crucial 3 points to steer clear of trouble in the drop zone. 2-1 to the Cherries. And there you have it, guys. All 10 Premier League matches predicted for another game week. Make sure to let me know your predictions in the comments down below. And we'll see how well I do the next week. But, I'd love to know your predictions. And I'll see you all in a bit. Bye, guys.